Hi everybody, it's Boom Boom Kaboom. Newf Nukem is in the room. First of all, I want to wish everybody a very happy new year. This is going to be a short video, or at least I hope it's going to be short, just to kind of summarize where I've been over the past, 12 months, my reflection on the gaming industry, that sort of thing. And again, it's just a thank you and a well wishes kind of video. Well, it's been a whirlwind of things in 2020. First, I'll start with my channel, Newf Nukem over on YouTube. It has definitely experienced a lot of growth, some very unexpected growth, but I'm very thankful for it. And it wouldn't be possible without you and your support. Through thick and thin, a lot of people have stood by me. I've said some great things this year. I've said some stupid things this year. But all in all, I think everybody has kind of stood by me and been very, very supportive, and I thank you for that. I want to thank the moderators who come out, for Gaming After Dark on my YouTube channel and just keep everything in line, although I can say that I've been fortunate to have one of the best um, supporting groups in the business right now. People that come out, they generally come there to enjoy the show. They're not out to troll, that sort of thing. And I'm very thankful for that and very grateful for all you guys. You've made 2020 a very good year for Newf Nukem on my channel. Like I said, I've seen exponential growth. It just continues to get better. I don't want to make promises I can't keep, but I do hope that I'll be able to add more content this year. I've been kind of slacking in that department. I do need to upgrade some software and various different things, and even my environment, as you can see here, is not necessarily ideal. I play games and I podcast down in the basement, that sort of thing, but don't worry, it's not my mom's basement, it's my basement. So but anyway, I'm having a lot of fun doing this. It's been amazing. And like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. I hope that this year's been good for you as well. From a console standpoint, I was lucky enough to get a Series X this year. Wasn't quite sure if I was going to buy either console from the start, but when the pre-orders came up and I was able to secure one in my cart without it disappearing, I kind of said, what the heck, I'm just going to get one anyway. That meant selling a few things and getting some cash and all that stuff up front. Newfonomics happening once again. I think I've gotten rid of my third Switch over the past many years. Yeah, that's right. I don't own the Nintendo Switch anymore. And I'm going to talk about just my reflection on the industry in a second. But, it's been a great, it's a weird year because the video game industries took many steps forward this year. Not only did we see new consoles launch, but we were privy to a lot of amazing games right out of the gate. I mean, this year, if you're a PlayStation fan, you got to see some really amazing stuff like The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, and toward the end of the year, Astro Bot and Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and the new Dark Souls remaster and stuff like that. So there's been, a wealth of great games just from the first party and stuff. Xbox just recently an incredible DLC with Gears 5 High Busters. I'm loving it. Looks great on the Series X. But, I hope that you were able to secure a console. Like I said, I did manage to get a Series X. Very fortunate, and I count my lucky stars on that. I am in the hunt for a PlayStation 5, and maybe I'll track one down earlier this year when the quantities are definitely a little more numerous, especially if I can get one at the store level. I'm not one of those guys that sits around all day and waits for a computer notification and hopes for the best. So, my goal is to probably go into a store and hopefully land one there, that sort of thing. But yeah, I definitely want to get one. And, like I said, it's been a crazy year for the games industry. There's been a lot of great games. I mean, Nintendo had an amazing year, especially from the start, too. Just right after the pandemic sort of started to go full bore, we saw Animal Crossing come out. And while I did buy the game and play it and did enjoy it to some extent, it's not really my kind of game, but I can definitely understand why it is so popular and that people really enjoy it. And at the end of the day, I've always said, I don't care what you play or where you play. If you're having fun and you're gaming, you are a gamer, and that is all that really matters. Everybody has preferences, whether it's consoles or various types of games, and that's understandably so. Not everybody likes shooters, not everybody likes RPGs, etc. I'm not a big fan of turn-based strategy games, even though Gears Tactics, for example, is out, and it's just not my cup of tea, even though I love the Gears franchise. Maybe I'll give it a try at some point, but, it is what it is, right? Now, one of the things, if you I can certainly notice it, and perhaps any of you have seen me on camera before. I've definitely packed on a lot of weight this year. I think this past year has aged me more so than any other year in the past. Normally, I'm very active in the winter and I lose a ton of weight playing hockey. That didn't happen this year because hockey was pretty much kibosh. So, yeah, I gained a lot of weight and I'm hoping to take it off in 2020. So perhaps the next time I do one of these videos, I'm going to look a lot slimmer than I do in this particular video. But like I said, while it's been great for the games industry, it's been a brutal year for movies. I'm a big movie buff. I was super excited about the new. I think this year we were supposed to get the new Batman, was it? But I definitely know I was excited for Tom Cruise's return to Top Gun and that movie alone. And that got pushed back, pushed back. I was excited for the new James Bond, and that got pushed back. So the movie industry between the theaters kind of shutting down, that sort of thing, really got hammered while the games industry thrived. It's really weird. Two very similar forms of entertainment in some aspects, but yet very polarizing, difference of where the both industries went this year, that sort of thing. So I hope the movie industry can, survive long enough to come back. But at the same time, we don't know with the rise of the internet and streaming services, and we saw how some companies, were creative in that billing. We saw like Disney, brought Mulan and various other movies out to their Disney Plus. Maybe movie theaters are going to be a thing of the past, much like physical media tends to be. And you guys all know me. I'm hanging on to physical media for dear life, and I will continue to do so, I guess, until it no longer exists. By that time, we'll just see where my allegiance lies. But yeah, it was a great year. I mean, for me, gaming wise, I know I bought a lot of games this year. I can't even begin to tell you what I probably started playing at the beginning of 2020, but I do know which one I end it with. I played a little bit of The Last of Us 2 last night, which is my personal pick for game of the year. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I think the majority of people did. I think it was just that the vocal negativity was a lot louder than the positive vibes. But in the meantime, I think it was a phenomenal game. It was well directed. It looked great. Played well. The fact that it even runs and looks as good on older hardware is just a testament of the kind of talent that Naughty Dog has in that particular studio. So kudos to them, Neil Druckmann and company, for making them what I think was just an amazing game. But it was tightly contested. Ghost of Tsushima, I wasn't really sure what to expect with that game. We hadn't seen a ton of it leading up to launch, but it came out and it hit like a ton of bricks. In a good way, though. The combat was great. The graphics were just amazing. I enjoyed it, and I really have a hard time getting into open world games, but this is one that just I couldn't put down. I didn't feel like it was a trudge. Even the boring missions were a little bit more captivating for me anyhow than perhaps other games of the same ilk. But we did see lots of great games this year. I mean, Assassin's Creed came back in another strong way. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I may have to pick up at some point, but hey, I haven't even finished Odyssey yet. So maybe I'll try to get through Odyssey and then pick Valhalla up at some other point. So like I said, my last game played in 2020 was The Last of Us Part 2, and I think the first game I'm probably going to dabble with would be later today, and that will be Phoenix Rising, Immortals Phoenix Rising, another Ubisoft title that I've heard great things about. I was on the fence about getting it, especially at an $80 price point here in Canada, but managed to pick it up for dirt cheap. I think it was like $40 on the Boxing Day sale, so I couldn't pass that up. So maybe I'll give that a go. And plus I'm still very deep into Cyberpunk 2027. Or 2077, sorry, which, like I said, I'm lucky that I have the Series X and it's been running relatively well on that platform, but I have had issues trying to get that game to run on my Xbox One X. So for those of you who had trouble with that game, I do really feel bad for you, and that's a topic I'm not going to get into here. I think we've talked enough about Cyberpunk and different things, but it is really sad that, perhaps one of the most anticipated titles over the past, 5 years, or definitely, since The Witcher 3 kind of landed, has been Cyberpunk, and it's been marred with, technical errors and a whole bunch of different things. But anyway, let's give CD Projekt Red some time, and hopefully they stick with it and, make the game as good as it can be, or it should be. We saw that with a lot of games this year. We saw how No Man's Sky resurged from sort of being a dumpster fire at one point in time, being a very shallow, reflection of the kind of game they intended, and now it's just amazing, even adding, different perspectives, more content, better gameplay, and even the VR stuff to it. So that is fantastic. Just get Matt into my channel, like I said. It's Newf Nukem, for those of you who don't know, on YouTube. And those of you who do, again, I thank you for your support, your subs, all the super chats this past year. The growth has been great. So I have to give a shout out to Gaming After Dark, my original panel member of Primal Eve, who unfortunately, just due to life and commitments, had to kind of step aside from the podcast this year, which was really unfortunate. We have a great chemistry, and the door is open for her to come back if and when she chooses to do so. But again, the door is there, and she's welcome to come back and be a part of that crew if not. But once she kind of stepped aside, I did pick up Titan Drago, he's just an incredible guy. I know a lot of people. There's a lot of disdain for Titan because he is very Xbox centric. He speaks his mind, he speaks his opinions, right or wrong, but he's a charismatic, fun guy, great guy to play games with. We gel well. We've gelled well right from the beginning. I love the charisma, and the spunk that he brings to each and every podcast. And to complement that, we only made things better when we added a third panel member in the form of the middle-aged game guy, better known as the Mag. So both of these guys not only bring a very different dynamic and some similarities to my style to the show, but they've made it fun. They've made it witty. They've made the time go by so fast, and they've even both added segments. I mean, Titan had in the next generation segment on there, which I think he's going to be doing an improved version, or perhaps something completely different in the new year, but we'll keep you posted. Mag brought out a character by the name of Tony Baloney, who was extremely awesome. He did sort of the game show deal and gave away a copy of a game earlier in the year. I think it was in November. So that was really cool. Kind of did a wind down to that and had some points, tallied them up. Somebody scored a free game out of it. So that was really, really cool stuff there. But big shout out to those guys again for making this a blast, for renewing my interest and enthusiasm in podcasting in general. And like I said, it's just awesome. To all you guys have been supporting, it's too many to mention. But I do want to thank you guys all for the super chats. Just for coming out, regardless of super chat, just for being there. If you know me at all and you know how I've run this podcast, I try to acknowledge each and everybody that comes to the chat. You've been very respectful. You've been very engaged. And like I said, and that's why I'm doing this video today, because I want to thank you guys for your support over the last year. And hopefully you will continue to come out and support in the new year, that sort of thing. So, Ask Arnold will be back as well. And it looks like right now, this is just the first week of January. We'll probably come back in the second week of January with Gaming After Dark at this point. I want to talk to the guys first and discuss some options and things as to where we go. I do want to give a particular shout out to a couple of guys who've kind of been in my corner for a very, very long time. We're always fans of my podcast and my content and have come out consistently. Guys like Spider-Man 356, who is not on social media, but he is a big supporter, and I appreciate that. And some close friends like Free Jack, who's been out there as well, and Timothy Dixon, and the list goes on. It's too many to mention, but I mean, those guys always some of the first. Doggy Dog 420 has been here for a very long time now and's been supporting. Pong Soul, Shizno. The list kind of goes on. There's just too many to mention, like I said, and do forgive me if I didn't bring your name up in the video. You guys know who you are, and I'll be certainly to acknowledge that when we come back in the new year. But yeah, some great stuff planned for the channel. Again, we're going to discuss that and continue to move forward. And like I said, my reflection on everything is it's been a great year for gaming. We've had a lot of great games. All the consoles seem to be thriving in various ways, which is so interesting to see how Sony is successful based on first-party titles pretty much alone. Microsoft continues to thrive largely through its services like Game Pass. And then you've got Nintendo, who's a complete anomaly, and I do love Nintendo. Got a soft spot in my heart for those guys, but they're the real surprise to me because they continue to dominate NPD month after month, with one, the least powerful console on the market. Two, perhaps, they have a lot of third-party support, but a lot of the games they do get tend to look and run much worse than they do on, say, PlayStation or Xbox. They have, I don't know, pretty much a non-existent online for the most part. You pay $20 Canadian. I don't know what that is for $14 in the States. For what? For online to play maybe one or two games. we still don't see a Call of Duty on that platform. We still don't have, um, we still don't have a Call of Duty. We still don't have a Grand Theft Auto on there. A lot of the big third-party stuff is still not on there, and I'm really shocked that Rockstar has not published Grand Theft Auto 5, considering it was built on older hardware similar to the Nintendo Switch overall. So it's a possibility that it could run, and I'm sure it would sell like gangbusters again. If it came out on Switch, there you go. There's another probably 10 million copies of that game sold for Rockstar, who somehow keep managing to sell GTA 5 like it's going out of style. I mean, I wonder whose grandmother does not own a copy of that game yet. It's absolutely outstanding. But yeah, like I said, Nintendo's the anomaly. They do things, they do everything so backwards of their competitors and yet still sell like gangbusters. And I think it might be just the overall appeal. So whether you're 60 years old or you're 10 years old, Nintendo just has that sort of appeal. It comes with reputation. We know their games are always top notch. Nintendo rarely ever releases a game that doesn't score well and isn't, not a complete buggy mess at launch, that sort of thing. And they go back to their bread and butter time and time again. And the funny thing is, rarely ever get crapped on for it, but yet companies like Microsoft, Gears, Halo, and Forza, that's all you got. And it's like, come on, dude, like, you guys got to really change the narratives because it gets old, and every console relies on their bread and butter staples. PlayStation wouldn't be where it is right now if it wasn't for Uncharted and God of War, Ratchet and Clank, obviously now Spider-Man. But you see where I'm going with that. So they all have their staples, and they're never going away. They're going to keep bringing them out as long as people keep buying them. It's the same reason we get a Call of Duty game every year. And as far as Microsoft, which, if you didn't know already, yes, Xbox is my favorite platform. I go to bat for them more so than anybody else, but I'd like to think that I'm relatively fair when it comes to my assessments on the gaming consoles and different things. I give praise where it's due. I critique where I think it's due. Um, I will try to be a little bit more positive throughout 2021. I know, like I said, there was times this year where I was taken out of context and things like that, and I lost some followers and different things for it, and I can't really do much about that. But it was not my intent. That sort of thing. I don't like to think of myself as what they call as a crap disturber, but sometimes I have put my hand in the pot, so to speak, and stir things up a little bit. So I just want to be more positive. I want to be someone that you come out for. Well, I'm not the most informative guy. I'm not like I'm breaking news every day, that sort of thing. But I like to think when I deliver my opinion or have some sort of news to talk about that, I do it in a way that is entertaining and captivating. And and if you like it, great. And if you don't, well, like I said, you don't have to watch, you don't have to follow, you don't have to subscribe, whatever it might be. So, but I do appreciate those who certainly do. I'm going to try to wrap this up here now under the 20-minute point. But anyway, it's been a phenomenal, phenomenal year. I've really enjoyed gaming this year. Gaming's been one of those fantastically positive staples in an otherwise crazy world that's been up and down this year. Got some goals and ambitions. Like I said, I want to improve my channel by adding more content, perhaps better content. Gaming After Dark continues to grow again, largely to you guys. And I am running a little bit of a giveaway right now. If you didn't catch it on social media, which it's just Newf Nukem on Twitter, for those of you who buy Newf Nukem merchandise, whether it be a mug, um, a carry-on coffee mug or a t-shirt or hat or whatever it might be, when you buy one of those from Redbubble, and all you got to do is just go to Redbubble and search for Newf Nukem merchandise, and you should be able to find it. Take a picture of it, send it to me, um, through Twitter, and the people that are supporting me by just having the merch, I'm going to do a game draw probably at the end of March here, it looks like. And I don't make any profit when you buy the merchandise. That stuff goes to the creator of the content, which would be Graphic God. I don't know. I guess he gets a percentage or something, but Graphic God, a big shout out to him, a Canadian brother who designed the Newf Nukem logos and included that stuff on the store. So if you have stuff already, take a picture. I'll add you into that draw. So it's pretty simple. I don't make any profit out of it, so it's not like, hey, you got to buy a ton of crap and I make a ton of money just so I can feed you back a game. It's just I appreciate you guys supporting, and that's a really cool way when you see your actual merch on other people or with other people. That's really, really cool stuff. So anyway, if you buy some over the next couple of months, take a picture, send it to me on Twitter, and I will enter you in a draw for a free game of your choice on any particular platform of your choice. If you're in the United States, I can buy you a physical copy and just ship it to you. That's not a problem. But anyhow, I'm going to wrap this video up by just once again saying thank you guys so much for the support in 2020. I look forward to more of it in 2021. I hope to keep entertaining, keep you laughing, because right now we need laughter more than we ever have. And I'm glad that, throughout 2020, I was able to provide that for many of you. I had some fantastic messages. People saying, Newf, like, you made my day. Your videos and your humor and your podcast just, yeah, lifted me up in a dark time. I know some of you have had some really tough years, and definitely this year has been tough on many of you, including one of my old podcast partners, Magic Mike. Bro, I support you, man, and I hope life gets better. I know you've lost a lot of people near and dear to you this year and all that stuff. Well, before I go, I guess big congratulations to my good buddy there, Chase Jones. Attack Nightcrawler just had a new baby, so congratulations to him and his wife. And on that particular endeavor, congratulations, guys. And that's, I guess, about it for me. You know where to find me as always. It's Newf Nukem on social media like Twitter. And my channel is Newf Nukem as well. Gaming After Dark's the podcast, which is on Tuesday nights, 10 Eastern, 8 Mountain Time. That's on my YouTube channel. We will be back the second week of January. And I look forward to breaking all the, the updates and the news and letting you know how we intend to, keep making the channel better over the course of the next little while. Anyway, there we go. I'm already past 20 minutes because I've got the gift of gab. So I'm going to wrap it up, let you get out of here. Thanks for watching if you stayed the whole time. And also, if you'd like to see more of these kind of one-on-one kind of deals from me, let me know. I'll try to do some more as well. But anyway, I'll see you guys online. Stay safe. Hopefully you're happy. Stay healthy. And we will definitely see you very soon. Take care. Happy New Year from Boom Boom Kaboom. It's a Newf Nukem.